Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Chill Adventures. Today, we finally are doing a van walkthrough. So if you guys are new here, my name's Chill. I live in a van in Michigan, and I travel around surfing the Great Lakes. This is actually my second van. The first one's in the shop. I should have it back in a couple of weeks. So this is van build number 2, and it went really well. My other van is a Chevy 3500, Chevy Express 3500. This is a Ford Econoline 350 6.0 diesel. So I bought this van for $500 more than I bought my other one, and it's definitely a good deal. There is obviously a lot of body rust, but really no structural rust. Still needs brakes and tires, but other than that, it's a solid running van. The Chevy that I have has like 300,000 miles. Again, it's in the shop right now, but it's also in good shape. The mechanic told me that it looks really good, other than I just needed a cap and rotor. But this, on the other hand, is a little more structurally sound. That one's got some rust on the frame. This one is a little bit wider too. The roof rack doesn't fit on it, which is another reason why getting that inside surfboard rack is so key. But even with the bald tires and shitty brakes, it's powerful. The diesel's powerful. Unfortunately I found out that the 6.0 Ford engine is susceptible to dying. This is my dog Bear. He's a Great Pyrenees and he's 11. I have a beagle named Arlo. She's at my mom's house. Anyways, this is where I park every night. Pretty crazy. I work at a golf course. They let me park here. This side of the golf course is a state park, and it is pretty epic. So this is where I spend every night. Backed up against a beautiful state park, and then on the other side, thousands of yards of a golf course. So here's your first look inside. Right there is normally where the beagle would go, but since it's still pretty new to us being in here, she's at my mom's. Give her some company. So this is what the floor looks like without Bear and his bed. I'll open this door too, and when I snap my fingers, we'll put him in real quick. So yeah. Okay, now that you see what it looks like with him inside, let's continue with the tour. Hello everybody, how are we? Welcome inside. Little disclaimer, I am not filming this in the order for which you have watched. So if there's some weird stuff moved around in different places, or I'm in a different outfit, it's because it's like, even though it's beautiful and sunny, it's like 5 degrees. So I'm gonna get all of this shit done first, because when I'm done filming the part outside, I'm leaving. And I don't want to be freezing cold. And the heater's still running. Anyways, welcome inside. How are you? This is a long time coming. Well, as I said, this is van number 2. So I don't even think I did a legitimate van number 1 build or walkthrough or whatever. I did little snippets, but this one is a long time coming. Actual van walkthrough. And I think this one's cool, especially because it's basically, like, with the exception of a couple little ins and outs, it's pretty good. And the Chevy will be coming back soon. I would guess by the end of the month I'll have both vans in my possession. At any rate, we'll start with the front. And again, I put like Bear's bed. Arlo's at my mom's apartment right now. She wanted to have Arlo for a couple days. Anyways, Bear's bed's up there. It's just the front seats of a van. Over there is where I put my wetsuits. This bag right here is just like laundry soap, dryer sheets, cleaning stuff like this. This goes in there. So yeah, as I've said a few times, I'm sure, we're still got some little growing pains. Things that I'm going to end up bringing to the storage tomorrow. And yeah, Another thing is I didn't put a ceiling in here. The other van didn't have anything. This has a ceiling liner. So we would gain some headroom for sure, but I don't know. That's another thing that might be coming. At any rate, we'll start here with the flooring. It is tongue and groove all the way through. Again, I have van builds through all of this, but yeah, tongue and groove all over. And then I found it. I've tried both carpet remnants and these rugs. And again, I have 2 dogs. One is large, and these rugs are the way to go. They have like a natural adhesive on the back, or sticky part on the back, so it holds on the high gloss floor really well. Also, when it gets wet, it doesn't slide around, and the dog's bowls slosh everywhere. I just picked up this right here. It is it's not 2 feet wide, but it's just about 2 feet long. A little bit over. I had taped off a 2 foot by 2 foot square, so this thing fits pretty good. Bear does have a lot of room down. He has a little bit more room actually than the other van. It's just laid out differently. In the other van, he had a little bit more room towards me, but he didn't have anything over here. So he's still trying to figure it out. But this thing is great. I should have propped up the front a little bit, because this thing it hits the floor, but that's all good. I also put this little battery operated light so we can see. Anyways, we got dog food, kind of random stuff, plus cooking utensils, and then this is where I keep all my food. Most of my food, at least. Again, it can't be perfect because I did it, but it's pretty perfect when you factor in I did it. Why the door doesn't open, I don't know. Anyways, cooler right here. It's bungeed up, doesn't move. It's just a piece of like shelving that I had for a while. It was in the other van, and then I have it propped up with these little bookshelf thingies. And here is my toiletries. It also is like slanted this way, so we keep the little hair tie on there. Got my Christmas tree there. Got a light. Got a light. Got a light. That's nighttime lighting for sure. The lights that I use all the time are these. This Ryobi battery and these lights. The battery is what costs a lot. However, they are super bright and they're great. So on the walls, the floor is not insulated. I did insulate the floor on the Chevy. Insulate the floor. If you live in if you live in any place where you're going to be van lifing in the winter, insulate the floor. I can already tell a difference. This van does stay warmer, and I think that has to do with the ceiling liner, but the floor is colder. It's noticeably colder. It doesn't help that we've had 2 or 3 days this winter that were colder than every day last winter. So yeah, insulate the floor. I did not. It's just plywood, a little bit of framing, and then the tongue and groove floor. So insulate your floors. The walls, however, have 1 1/4" board foam. This is all in videos. If you want to watch it, go back. There's 1 1/4" board foam. Then I put up like a piece of brown hardboard like they have in school. It's the same thing I used for the actual platform, the part that lifts up on the bed. It's really thin, but it's fairly strong. 1 1/4" board foam, then the hardboard. Then I took this wall paneling, and I spray adhesive Reflectix onto the back of it. In my head, Reflectix is a thermal barrier. So in my brain, rather than keeping the cold out, I want to keep the heat in. So I put it right on the back of the wall panel. I think most people, what they do is put it right up against the metal. I feel like I'm doing the same thing, just on the opposite end. I could be wrong. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Then to round out the actual build, I didn't do anything with the ceiling, like I said. I'm going to do on all of these fake window cutouts, here, and in the back. I'm going to take what's left over of this wall paneling and just use the rest of the Reflectix. Measure it out, cut it out, it'll look cool. Also, what I want to do with the dog's food and water is I want to build something on one or both of these doors that just ends up coming here. So when they're open, it's like a platform, but when I close it, it's a whole thing. Like, it's all across, it's all blocked off. That, in all honesty, is probably going to be the next thing, because it's easy because the door is hollow, and two, it'll give Bear more room down there, and it'll give me a place to put their food and water where it's not always in the way. I'm not stepping in it or flipping it over where they can't flip it over and make a ton of mess. So anyways, coming down the side, what is this hook? What is that hook? We'll save that for a minute. We'll save that for a little bit, because that could be my greatest van build success ever. I did hang a couple hooks here. Right, damn it. Right there. Right there. That's going to be for like just random odds and ends. Maybe put a phone in there or something. It was holding all of the surf accessories, but I put it in the washing machine and cleaned it off, and yeah. There's the toilet. I recorded a little bit for the toilet and bed, so in a minute I will explain that. It's just way easier to do it, like show you under the bed and then voice over it. So I'm gonna show you that in a second. But down the side, there is just enough room for us to sit on the pooper and pee, or emergency poop. We wanted a walkway. The only thing with that is the part that I put for the platform on the bed, I put the smooth side up. So my two foam mattresses slide back and forth. I did tie it with some hockey skates to the bed platform, but it does still kind of slide around a little bit. Look at there. Anyways, that's kind of frustrating because it does slide over close to the wall a little bit. I haven't used the toilet yet, and it doesn't slide so far where it's falling off of the bed, but it does slide like maybe an inch, and it's annoying. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I just tried hockey skates because that's the easiest, but I do have some really thin tie downs. I just might use tie downs on it, so it really sticks there and it doesn't move. Let me show you that. So this is one heater. There's not a lot of room back here. I got my laundry basket, you can barely see. I have this little wire thingy that I bought. It's like for hanging pictures, but I thought it would work better than this. It is just for like this curtain thing. Let me put this down. It's just for this curtain thing. And the only reason why I did that was because it was like below zero the last few days, and it just helps keep some of the heat in. I got some backpacks over there that I don't know what to do with, and then right there is where the extra blankets are it's hard to find a spot under the bed. There's a lot of room under there still, but again, growing pains once again. So yeah, I pretty much have everything I need here. As far as van life goes, it's not the traditional van life. I can park at my work, so I can plug in where I park. I also have a system down. When I go on surf trips, I'll just spill the beans. I'll just park at hotels, and 9 times out of 10, like mid-range hotels have outlets on the outside of the building. Sometimes I'll go in and just ask if I can. No one's ever said no. And other times I will just I'll just plug in. That's got me into trouble a couple times with the cops have been called, but I just tell them what I'm doing, and it's never been a big deal. So yeah, I pretty much only park at places that I can plug in. I have, gone a couple spots, but a lot of the beaches that we go to, if you really look, you can find spots to plug in. I like my coffee. I like my coffee and my peppermint creamer. So yeah, I know that's not the traditional van life. That's not the classic van life. That's not what a lot of people think about van life. But it's my van life, so lay off. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I got this this Goal Zero. It's a 240. It's good for charging stuff. That's pretty much all I use it for, because I don't like to have like the laptop plugged into the surge protector. I don't like to have like my phones and stuff. I just like to plug the actual battery pack into the surge protector. So yeah, I will, how about this? Since you've already seen the outside, and now you've seen the inside, let me show you the bed. I'll show you the toilet. I'll show you what these bad boys are for. And, then I'll let you get back to your day. I appreciate you guys watching. So yeah, I guess I'll just let you guys go. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And if you have any questions, I am not a builder. I have very limited tools. I have very limited skill. I have very limited patience. So this was all done with that in mind. And I've actually done it on 2 vans. They're both super livable. And this is like it's not the bottom of the barrel as far as van life goes, because there are people who just live in their vehicles. And I'm trying to go that van life route, but anything above this is going to be a step up, and I could literally live like this forever. This is just, it's amazing. So anyways, check out the bed, check out the toilet, check out my possible greatest van life score ever, win ever, and then we'll see you for the next video, in which I have a special vlog for you coming up. It was suggested by the 30-year-old Grom, and it's pretty awesome. I think it's good. It might ruffle a few feathers, but yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You betcha. So the bed I made myself. If you didn't see that video, go back and check it. But it's super useful. Underneath is all of our tools, all of the surf accessories, and room for a complete winter setup: boots, gloves, wetsuit. The bed also, like I said, has our clothes underneath it. The spots that are kind of a little bit unorganized, as we are still going through mild growing pains, like I said in the beginning of the video, that's just room for more clothes. I only have 2 bins of clothes underneath here right now, and it's the winter, so that'll really, I can get rid of a bin. So there's technically, like in the summertime, there's room for 3 entire bins for whatever we want. The biggest issue that I've run into currently is I don't have a place to put the extra blankets, but we definitely need extra blankets. But yeah, so the bed, lift-up bed was tough to build. The mattress does slide over kinda, so like that's why I have it tied with skate laces, so it doesn't slide all over the bed frame. But yeah, it's super, super awesome. So the toilet, or potty if you will, has just enough room. It's in a pretty good spot. The reason why we put it where we put it is because there was a hole in the floor, and my idea was I could like suspend a funnel inside of the potty with a hose from the end of the funnel out the hole in the floor, and that's where the pee would go. I haven't implemented that yet. It's still definitely an idea, because the pee jugs just sometimes aren't that great. Also, it's always good to have a place for emergency dumps, if you will. and I didn't have one of these, so it fits perfect. It is the perfect color, it's the perfect size, it's the perfect everything. And if I do decide to drill a hole in the bottom of it and make a funnel and do that whole thing, I will definitely be making its own video. It's great because it's kind of just better than having a P-drum, let's be honest. So yeah, isn't that crazy? If I took the fins off, I could fit my 7 and my 8 on here. The 9-foot board that I have is pretty wide, yeah. So maybe I wouldn't be able to fit 2 on there with that one. But I know for a fact I can fit this one and my new 7 on here at the same time. I believe that this actually worked. And like let's say that the boards were in here, and let's say someone did have to take an emergency poop. It's literally just like you just flip the boards on the bed. Short of them being wet, like that's the only problem. This is probably my best van life thing ever. Look how much room we have behind it. Easily enough room to take the fins out and put the boards. They wouldn't even get waxed on the bottom sides. We just put them bottom to bottom. Yeah, let's go.